Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. I am Bahamut, your caster. On the left-hand side, we've got the members of House of Chez, and on the right is going to be the Tri-Hardz. This is a Division D matchup for East. Yes, these are both East Coast matchups. I can talk tonight. How are you all doing? Thank you all for being here. Thank you so much for hanging out. I apologize for the bit of a delay we had at the start right there. Just getting lobby and everything was going. Took a little bit of time, but thank you. We're all hanging out. Welcome. And does he have an ear infection? He does not. But he does get them quite often, so I will check afterwards. This is one nice intro. Yes, some cool person in NGS made it, and they shared it with all the casters. So I went ahead and threw it right in there so that way we can enjoy that. I gotta time it out a little bit better, though, because I did it a little bit too late right there. But we have to update our map organizer, so we won't be having that tool this evening. But I can update you on the map bans that did happen. So the House of Chez, there we go. They are the ones who won the coin flip. They opted for map priority, so they're going to ban Braxis Holdout and Dragonshire. Volskaya Foundry and Towers of Doom were banned out by the members of the Tri-Hardz, and we have Curse Hollow as our first game of the evening. Let's go see those dog. You're dead to me until dogs are shown. Wait. Oh, I missed something right there. I was just like, wait. Also, Tara, how you doing? Thanks for coming by. Ektar, BM, how are all of you? Zego, Miss Windup Bird. Hi. Thanks for coming by. All right, let's actually get into this here because we've been dilly-dallying a little bit on this. So we do have a Zeratul, Kael'thas being banned out. We have a Diablo and a Nubarak on the right-hand side. So getting rid of the main tanks on from the members of the Tri-Hardz, and we have a lot of that damage being removed by members of House of Chez. Joanna is the first pick right here. Really strong in a lot of these fights. Will be able to kind of withstand a lot of that frontline damage and also be a very strong frontline. Blessed Shield has been always a very, very strong tool to initiate in some of these fights and start taking down some heroes, or even in chases. We have seen some adaptation with Falling Sword and Anduin's Light Bomb, and those have been played together, so I really, really like that possibility, but we'll see if that actually comes to fruition in this next phase. Dahaka and Gul'dan will be picked up on the left-hand side. Dahaka has insanely great global potential on a map like this. They're going to be able to dive between the lanes. There's a lot of good bushes for him to pop up in and around. That way they can flank the enemy team. Hopefully set up that Gul'dan to get some nice corruption stacks and blow up the enemy team. Powerlift, how you doing? Sinkari, hey, how's it going? How are you, Sinkari? I hope, or Shinkari, excuse me. I hope everything's going well for you. I know you're trying to find a place to live and all of that. But I hope everything's level and good. It's a Bahamut. Wait, it's a Bahamut, not the Bahamut. I know, Towers of Ban is banned out. QQ, exactly. Oh, Zigo, oh, you're blank. Okay, all right, thanks for coming by. I appreciate it. I'm here today too, missed your bald head. Thanks for coming by. I'm glad that you have stream encoding possibilities, so that way you can watch the stream this evening and my internet's not too OP for you. But that is going to be the Alarak being banned out on the left-hand side. There is a lot of good damage already starting out. That Phoenix, that Thrall, so probably Thrall for the solo lane. Phoenix can hold their own as well, so maybe you see those in the top and the bottom, and then maybe you have this Joanna in the mid who can rotate into the lane as needed. They still need a main support, and they might want something a little bit more beefy for the front line, but that Alarak was a possibility. There's just this main tank ban, like, in a row coming out from Tri-Hardz. They're just like, we don't want it. We don't want to deal with any main tanks at all. But the other thing to note, too, is they haven't picked up any, so choking that pool out is extremely powerful. Now they're going to be forced into things like Garrosh. Arthas is still up and available. Muradin's still up and available as too, and he's really good in these initiations, lockdown, as well as he has some good disengage tools and some very good self-sustain. Ariel and Falstead, I'm making my way into this game as well here. So that's going to be the battery for Gul'dan, and Falstead should be able to, they're going to go for this double global right now. I want to be greeted the way Sinkari was greeted. Sinkari, like, I got to, or I don't know why I say Sin. Shinkari played Hero League or Storm League with Cat Peach and I one night, and just like, it was just so much fun, and I wanna do that again, and I just have such fond memories of that. So like, I just always think of that. So I apologize, Miss Windup Bird. Welcome. I'm so sorry. I wish I could. Here, I'll give you you know what? I'll make a note in my notebook. Miss Windup Bird hype. intro. Okay, I wrote it down in my book, so you'll have that for the next time I stream. Maiev and Lucio rounds out the draft on the right-hand side. Some speed in the rotations. Maiev works with the dive as well, and is just going to be really, really powerful for setup with the Umbro Bind. And an Imperious rounds out the draft on the left-hand side. Hey, Mr. Hindenburg, how are you? It's been a minute. There you go. Thank you, Ektar. Garrosh destroyed yesterday in Division D. What are the preferences? Alright, this is no main tank on the side of House of Chez, but the Tri-Hardz, they definitely got a nice Tri-Hard. Bandit, we're on camera. Bandit. There we go, thanks. We're on camera, bud. I appreciate the effort. I need the hype. Thank you all so much for joining me this evening for these games. We've got 2 great Division D matchups. We are going to be having another one after this at 6:30 PDT, so keep an eye on that. If you haven't already followed the channel, please go ahead and do so. I do a lot of casting over here. If I'm not on this channel, I'm usually on another one, probably casting or playing Heroes of the Storm. But yeah, thanks for coming by. Hi to everybody in chat. Oh, okay. The dude, thanks for coming by. I feel like I just might have sang to you all, but either way, we got ourselves a game. Let's actually jump into this. On the left-hand side, we've got the members of House of Chez. We've got Chez Mix going to be on the Falstead. Caribou's going to be on the Ariel. Mariners is going to be on the Dahaka. Death will be on the Imperious, and Flash will round out the team on the Gul'dan. On the right-hand side, we've got the members of the Tri-Hardz. We got Duck Rogers going to be on the Phoenix. That's a good name. On the Phoenix, we're going to be having John Bunyan going to be on the Lucio. Tesseract will be on the Maiev. Tuna Breath is going to be on the... I completely missed that. I think it's just the Joanna, and then we're going to be having Riven on the... Thrall, there we go, I know the names. And let's go ahead and jump into our... Ooh, we got Falstead Mage build here. I like this. I really, really like Falstead with the Hammering build. I think that's just such a fun... It's just a fun way to build so much damage and have also really good poke as well, synergized around that big blow-up that you can bring to the table. This is going to be a little bit of a back and forth here. Caribou getting some really good healing out to the friendly members. We are going to be having Gul'dan going for that Echo of the Corruption at level 1, going to be stacking those out as much as possible. As I said before, I think Phoenix was going to be a solo lane. I was thinking that Thrall would be as well, and that's exactly it. They're going to leave Joanna, Maiev, and Lucio in mid. And they might break that Maiev off here and there and just have them go and try and get a pick in top and bottom lane if they do get the other solo laner a little bit lower. Or, you know, you can then have them go into that solo lane, and then, for example, Thrall can then back off, go ahead and grab the Siege Giant camp. She can even do it herself, but I think Thrall might be a little bit faster on this himself. Either way, that will mean that Thrall can stay in bottom, continue to stack up their Echo of the Elements at level 1, and Phoenix can continue to stay in top lane. Now, they didn't go any sort of stacking at level 1, but they did go the Arsenal Synergy, and you just saw how much damage Duck Rogers put into Chez Mix. That's a really big thing to note, because that Arsenal Synergy is going to become extremely powerful later on in a lot of these team fights, where you're going to have some AoE splash, and that big splash might start whittling down some of these enemy members, and you might find yourself on the winning end of a tribute. That's really the one thing I love about that. There's a lot of, I mean, overall, I think Phoenix has got a pretty diverse talent tree when it comes to what you actually can pick up on different maps. I think you can play him in multiple different styles, as, for example, this solo lane style right now, or you can put him in a grouping setting and then just completely run them with the team and get a lot of good poke and wave clear, and also have some whittling damage and some good team fighting damage in said rotation, for example, on like Tomb of the Spider Queen. I apologize, I have not looked over at chat at all. If I missed anything important, I very much apologize. I do see that we got 2 follows as well. Thank you so much for those follows, but we do have the Dahaka getting a little bit low in the bottom lane. That was just like, I was like, are we about to see the first blood of the game? Oh no, Imperious! Use the Celestial Charge, they go through the gate, but luckily the friendly team is there to burn it down. They also do have this camp pushing in. Same camp will be picked up on the right-hand side by the members of the Tri-Hardz. Nice Umbral Bind goes out, but I don't think it actually connected onto anyone right there to pull them back, and that will be first tribute spawning here as the Siege Giants have already been cleared out in the bottom lane. You can see the little chest going away right there, and then we don't have the Siege Giants on the left. These are still up and available. No timing on that one from that Falstead. I guess they just couldn't make the rotation on the friendly side. Is this NA RAM? Jorgman, son of Loki, thank you so much for the follow, as well as the dude. I appreciate that support, my friends. Thank you for checking out the stream, and thanks for following. Falstad should have won poke here, but this is a little risky how they're stepping out like this. And one of the things that we do need to do here after this little engagement is that we're going to be showing some vision, but this is going to be Dahaka with the brush stock into the backline. I talked about this in the draft. They can come to this backline, get some setup for that Gul'dan. Unfortunately, Gul'dan is so very low, they're only able to put out a little bit of damage. Duck Rogers is able to make their way out of there. Tesseract will be diving in as well. Flash so very low. These Fan of Knife resets keep going on, but unfortunately, they're not going to be able to find any killing damage. Still 0-0 in kills, and it looks like they're going to go ahead and change that as they pick up the first blood on the side of Tri-Hardz. They'll also pick up their first tribute point out of 3. Let's go ahead and just pull that away, and now what we can do is we can show vision. Because this is the one thing that we really don't get to see too often when we're actually casting, and I'm trying to highlight this quite a bit, is the vision that they're actually seeing as players versus what we can see as the viewing crowd. Because I really don't think this it shows a good idea of what Gul'dan can see versus what Riven can see. And it's the same kind of thing in this bottom lane. If we're looking over on, like, this Death right now, I don't think saw anybody on the enemy team there for a second. Maybe they saw the Maiev, but they don't know that there's a Joanna and Lucio lurking in the shadows over there. So it's just the vision can be a little obfuscated. Also, Ed Monix and Robin of Lasky, thank you. Lokski. Oh, I can't say it. I'm sorry. Thank you so much for the follows. I appreciate the support, my friends. Very, very much. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for following the channel and also supporting these wonderful teams and cheering them on. Flash going to rotate down here, continue to stack up a little bit further on that baseline quest, and we can actually cycle through some of the other numbers right now as we are going to be getting the level 10 in about 2 levels, but we have a tribute spawning really quickly. Let's see who's able to grab this, as we do have the members of Tri-Hardz stepping forward. Falstead with a nice hammering right there. Death going to be in this backline, getting some good damage out. That will be the Emerald Bind pulling them in. Lucio with the sound barrier, or excuse me, just the knockback. Sound wave, I believe it is, and just going to be able to get that kill, but Lucio themselves go down, and now Tuna a little bit low, needs to get out of here, but they're caught in between this Dahaka. That will be the Vault of the Warden not getting Maiev safely out of there, and they go down as well. Joanna goes out and top of that, and that's going to be a 1-for-3 kill. We do have the Dahaka grabbing this. They also do have Siege Giants in top lane. I don't know if Dahaka actually has Brushstock off cooldown. It is, so they can jump to top lane if they really wanted to. And same kind of situation here. Let's go ahead and see what the vision looks like on this left-hand side as well as what it looks like on the right. They have no idea that they're on this boss. They really haven't shown. They can maybe make an educated guess and say, we can't see them in any of the lanes. We're assuming that's going to be the case, and that will be popping right there. Now, there aren't any 10 talent tiers just yet, so Falstead won't have any sort of gust. If they could pick up half a level in a rotation to a boss, I would be amazed, but I think this is just going to be a boss trade unless they make the quick rotation. Now, they don't know that they're coming. This is actually going to be a great way to show the vision. Look at the positioning of this Lucio as they're going to be rounding out that bush. That will be Joanna stepping forward as well to make sure they're going to anchor. Falstead flying in. They're trying to find that level. There it's going to be. They do have their 10 talent here. That should be Gust from Falstead. I don't expect them to be going into Hinterland's Blast, but okay, there we go. But you never know. Also, unfortunately, there's no Rain of Destruction. We are going to be having the Horrify. Lucio's Q is called Boop. I honestly never remember what it is called. And I believe it's just like Soundwave or something. Boop, boop. Yeah, Soundwave. I always forget it, though. Like, I constantly forget what the name of it is. It's also like how I always mess up the Suppression Pulse and Purifier Beam on Artanis, and I always end up saying a Phoenix talent instead. Don't know why. Just those two Protoss just make my brain potato. But either way, we have 10 talent tiers for both these teams. Crystal Aegis from the Ariel is just something to highlight as well. We won't be getting any sort of resurrection. Just going to go ahead and jump onto a hero that doesn't have any sort of questing talent. And then just looking across the minimap right now, it seems like there's a little bit of a wait before we get into our next engagement. Maybe going to be playing around this top tribute. This could be curse in favor for the members of House of Chez if they're able to pick it up. But that's the big question. Are they able to pick it up? The 10 power spike is here for both sides. Phoenix hasn't picked up their 10. I doubt it will be Purification, or it'll be Planet Cracker, because of the fact that Thrall went Earthquake. That Earthquake pairs so well into Purification Salvo because of the slow that's going to be applied, and there it will actually be picked up as well. And we also have that sound barrier from Lucio. That's a really big pickup for them as well. That kind of just puts a pause in the fight and allows the team to continue to fight and put out pressure while they're able to, well, not die. But with all that set up, with some camps being picked up on the side of House of Chez, let's go ahead and see who will be taking this next tribute. Will they even it up on the right-hand side, or will House of Chez pick up their first curse of the game? Tri-Hardz have some really good positioning here. Just leaving the Joan in front. Tesseract looking for a flank onto the enemy team. They do have the Warden's Cage up and available if they do want to try and get that huge lockdown, but there is a little bit of a delay, so there's going to be the Spirit of Vengeance in. They pull in almost just about everyone. Earthquake as well. Purification Salvo goes out, and that's going to be hitting just about everyone. Chez mixed with 16 health, probably a little bit lower than that, is going to be playing around this backline. The guys, oh my god, Thrall is going to be getting, I think that was probably one of the pulses from Earthquake, or it was a chain from the Chain Lightning. Either way, Phoenix goes down as well. Dahaka going to be picked up as well as the Falstad and the Imperious. This is, oh wow, a lot of good damage coming out from Flash, and they say maybe at least I can stack up my level 1 a little bit further, but that is going to be 4 for 1. As they back off, they even up the tribute score, but meanwhile, while all that was happening, that delayed out fight worked out. So they did trade out that many heroes. They also trade out the curse, but they're going to be able to pick up a fort in bottom, or excuse me, in mid, and then in top lane, these siege giants won't confirm it, but they're going to get some decent siege damage into this one. Bottom looks like it's going to be going down to the massive wave of archers. We'll see. Some of them have the right idea, and the rest are just kind of focusing. There we go. Okay, they got that little wave. Phoenix actually blinked forward trying to get it. They won't be able to grab it. Right now, we are going to be seeing just that Phoenix, at least vision-wise for the members of House of Chez, is going to be sitting over there in that bottom lane. Looks like they're posturing to steal the boss. They're not showing on the map at all. Actually, Thrall is going to be getting the vision onto them, and so they're going to say, let's sell. Oh, the Imperious with the Celestial Charge doesn't connect, and they're able to just get right out of there. 12 to 13 in levels. And they're just going to back off, maybe looking for that pick onto Imperious, not able to find it. And now here comes the kind of the wraparound in a sense from the enemy team. They have the 13 talent here over the enemy side, so they're going to try and pick a fight before this next tribute. Meanwhile, we also have to note there are siege giants in bottom lane that is going to be that need to be addressed at some point. But Tesseract so very low. Can Imperious use? No, I was wondering if they're going to be able to use the Angelic Armament to get the kill onto Tesseract, but they're able to get out of there. Nobody going down on the side of Tri-Hardz. 13 to 13, 2 to 2 in tributes. Who can take it? Throw with a little more poke. They did finish up that level 1. Actually, every level 1 except for Gul'dan's Echo Corruption is done. Falstad just stacks indefinitely. That's going to be the Horrify coming out as well. They get the huge blow up onto Phoenix. Really good pick right there coming out from the members of House of Chez. Tesseract is so very low. Uses the Vault of the Warden. That also will be the break it down from Lucio. Just that sound barrier keeping the friendly members alive. Reverse Amp going to be coming out as well. Trying to get that slow. Trying to get that heal potentially. And this is going to be a lot of good pressure and a lot of good health pool in general on the side of House of Chez, and they force them back pretty effectively here. Phoenix is up in 7, but there's really nothing they can do to poke at Flash. They have one shield glare. Joanna stepping forward. Blessed Shield goes out, but they end up getting the dive around it. That's going to be Gul'dan putting out a lot of good damage as well. Chez mix is so very low in this backline. Going to get the healing from the Ariel as Maiev goes down, and now they have their Phoenix back, but unfortunately they stagger out another death, and this is going... Ooh. I think Dahaka just tried to use Isolation, if I'm not mistaken, yeah. Onto the Phoenixes, but they were walking away. I don't know if that would have been worth it. Regardless, Dahaka could jump into the top lane. Looks like they're going to be going for the easy wave clear right here. They're just going to get all that experience, but realistically, they need to jump into top. They need to jump into mid and make sure they're picking up all that experience, or I could be completely wrong here, and they're going to go ahead and just say, we want bottom lane front gate, but look how far back the wave is, and they're waiting for the wave, which is a little perplexing to me because the towers don't shoot. Like, they can step forward this entire time. The enemy team, I wouldn't be that afraid of the enemy team. Mostly because I'm thinking you can see the Thrall all the way in the top lane. So at this point you say, you know what, we can see the Thrall in the top lane, let's just go on in. But they're playing this a little timid. I think they're afraid because they don't see all the team, and they've managed to just push up a wave, and now they're going to back off. This is going to be the mid lane camp that was picked up by a couple of the other members. Falstad going to fly over to boss, and looks like that's going to be what they're going to get out of this tribute. I believe they got the top lane fort, but mostly they just pushed up the bottom lane and took out a front gate and one tower. It's a curse point that's just unfortunately a little wasted. I hate to call it that, but it definitely felt like they could have got a lot more, but they just were a little nervous about what vision they had of the enemy team and just pushing forward into that front gate. We do have the boss pickup on the top right. I don't know if they'll make the rotation here in time. Falstad already used Fly. We do have Dehaka over here, who does have the vision for this, but if they step in, this might be a bit of a suicide mission if they try and go in. Falstad, do you have the... There's Gust into the corner. That's going to be the boss picked up. That is also going to be the Purification Salvo going out with the Earthquake as well. Chez is going to be taking a lot of damage. That will be the Warden's Cage in the backline as well. They get the 1 kill onto Falstad. Gul'dan trying to drain some health, but they also get the kill onto the Dehaka on top of that. Caribou very, very low, and they get the kill on Ariel before the Detainment Strike really gets the value they were looking for. Boss in bottom lane, boss in top lane, and we also have a Bruiser camp in mid. They don't chase any further as they need to deal with bottom lane. This will take down the keep if they don't deal with it in time. They also have a catapult back here and a decent minion wave in front of that. Meanwhile, in top lane, Joanna will be continuing to push forward. What a game. I gotta say, like, I love jumping around the different divisions because it's different choices people make, and also you get to see different highlights from some players. Like Flash on the Gul'dan is actually doing a really, really good job. And I'm loving how much value they're getting as the Gul'dan with the Echo Corruption, with that Fel Flame, with all that poke. I mean, we're currently looking at 55,000 hero damage. I don't expect this Gul'dan to make it into game number 2. I really don't. Regardless of win or loss, I don't expect them to allow this Gul'dan through again. Because the siege damage is actually beyond the Dehaka as well. So it's just Flash on this Gul'dan is doing work for the friendly team. Boss in top lane has ended. Boss in bottom lane did confirm the keep, actually. So I was wrong on that note. I thought they could burn it down in time. I wasn't really paying attention because I did look over at chat for a little bit. But the gust was way late. Yeah, I agree. That gust was really late. But we have a tribute coming up, and they want to defend against this because obviously the next... this would be pushing the members of Tri-Hardz into a curse themselves, and the lanes aren't super pushed forward in their favor, but it'll make it easier to clean, and they're going to be able to maybe even push straight through bottom lane and even out that keep pressure, as there is going to be the one gone in favor, or I guess against Tri-Hardz. Is the right way to say that. Either way, that's going to be Flash in this back lane, putting out some damage. Gust goes out as the Warden's Cage is going to be there as well. Tesseract trying to just get some of these Phantom Knives in there. That's going to be the Horrify pushing them away. That's also going to be Purification Salvo going out. Ariel actually going to get the kill into Maiev right there. Nice Celestial Charge onto 2. Tuna Breath is going to go down. Joanna goes down as well. And that is... I'm waiting to see if they get John Bunyan. There's no... Wait. They're wall riding. Oh no, and then... There's no Gust up and available, but I don't know if Riven lives through this. Detainment Strike into the wall. I am so very sorry, my friend. That fight felt like it was going to go the other way, but that Gust really reset the fight, because that Warden's Cage was on point, I gotta say. This feels like my quick match games where one team has a Murky pushing constantly, the other team is just lots of just loses to pressure. But that's the thing, is like a lot of these players are like that's as much as their experience. Like as quick match, are just like they all play within a certain level. So the matchup is I really like because it's pretty even. A lot of both teams are making a lot of the same decisions, checking bosses, going for invades, and it comes down to team fight mechanics and probably communication at that point. All that could be tightened up and just positioning a little bit. Otherwise, these teams actually play really good, and I love it. Like that's really my big thing is I love it because I like jumping around to the different divisions because you see a different mindset in how they approach the game. And it's just always interesting to me to see how other people play the game. Regardless, outside of my rambling, let's go ahead and get set up for our next tribute. They once again want to defend against it. They've done a great job after that last one to make sure that they're not allowing them for the curse right now. And this is just going to be the vision for both these sides. They haven't scouted out many of each other. And here's going to be the big invade. Nice Celestial Charge onto Riven, who's going to get some good healing from John Bunyan. They do have the Angelic Armaments popped as well. Death is maybe going to be able to pop those. Doesn't look like they went for it. Mariners, I think, tried to go ahead and get the tongue drag, but it didn't connect. That will be Falstad pushing out a little more damage on that hammering. Also has 44 stacks on that. Sitting pretty good on that mage damage, as we are going to be having Lucio poke at this, and just the tunneling claws from the Dahaka. So that's going to be, I think, like a 16-second cooldown that they're going to need to wait for. So now that that's gone, they're going to go ahead and use the Gust into them. The Purification Salvo doesn't get any value or much value right there, as they get the Horrify and splitting quite a few. Tesseract once again is split from the team. Maiev will be going down as the Sound Barrier is a touch too late, and now they get the pick onto Falstad. 1-for-1 so far, as now they've also gotten the Joanna, and with that being down, they're going to charge forward further. They get the pick onto Lucio. Huge blow up onto that, as the isolation now ends on Riven, and they're able to pick up this channel once again. So they even it out 2-2, but look at top lane. Look at bottom lane. This is such a slow, pressured out map. I mean, I think chat called it perfectly. It was just, it's a lot of good pressure, but that's something that I think teams can learn from here, you know? If you go back and watch this VOD, if you're sitting on the side of Tri-Hardz, or even on the side of House of Chez, because both teams have things to learn, you can go back into your next game and say, oh, you know what? Maybe I should play that curse differently, or maybe I should have taken that fight at a different time, or you know, we weren't set up for it. We didn't have the synergies set up and ready to go. We were just kind of throwing ultimates out. That can be applied to both teams on both fronts. Not the curse one, because the members of Tri-Hardz haven't gotten a curse yet, but I'm sure you all get what I'm getting at here. I mean, we're not pros. It's cool to have different mindsets. Exactly. Like there are valuable things that I think teams can learn from these games, and then there's also things that, like, we as an audience never get to see, because you'll always see, you know, let's just, like, Heroic Division, for example. They'll always play your high meta, your high damaging, these very, very built, these compositions that are well vetted. Like, they figured out exactly how they want to put it together and what sort of blow-ups and wombos they can do. And also, these players have been playing this game for a lot longer. I was literally like, this is one of the team's first season this evening, and they're just like, we're just here to have fun. I'm like, yes, exactly. So it's just, that's why I like to jump down to other divisions as well, because some teams are here just to have fun regardless of the win. Regardless of all that, we do have this second boss approaching the core, as this will be the Gust going out. Nice Horrify as well. Is actually going to push everyone back into the Nexus, and now they turn around. The GGs are actually being called already, and that will be game number 1 going over to the members of House of Chez. GG. Well played. I never understand Bandit's choices. He's got like half of his body on his bed right now. He's such a weirdo. Alrighty. It's a very good game. What? Why you sent no? You say that Bahamut Gaming, but HGC teams just didn't play the super meta. They also created new metas: Main Tank Zul, Rise of Sergeant Hammer, etc. Started by pros, copied by everyone else. I will say this. There were also some BM games between, like, I wouldn't say BM games so much as I would say that there were teams like, look at Korea. Like, I wouldn't say that, like, Sergeant Hammer came out of Korea because there were teams like Gen G or MVP Black or whatever they were at the time were so strong that they would go against the lowest team in Korea and then just be like, we'll play whatever. And so some of the times, like, yeah, like, Main Tank Zul was definitely a thing and it got some value, but I feel like I would see it a lot of the times against teams that were of lower standards within the HGC, so it kind of works the same way. Like, I'm not saying you're wrong at all, Ektar. Like, definitely, like, weird picks came from the HGC, but, for example, you're not going to see Main Tank Uther in Division D. Like, I highly doubt that. But when you get to Division A and Heroic and S Division, you're going to get a lot of Main Tank Uther because that works on Volskaya Foundry quite a bit. And that's something hard to understand how that works. So I agree and disagree, but yeah, like, I see where you're coming from, absolutely. Now No one messaged me, so let me figure out what map we're going to. Also, let me update the team score. Whoopsie. Okay. I thought by the time I was done with the ramble, we might have a lobby, but map pick or first pick. Unwashed. Thank you so much for the follow. Mason's now there. Don't forget to look him up. Hold on. You'll see off lane Rhaegar and Div D. Yes. Yes. Very yes. All right, hold on. I need to go and look at dogs and NGS while we wait for map pick or first pick. What channel was it in? Off topic? Skate. Oh my god, that's a good looking puppy. Can we get this on stream really quick? Hold on. What is it called? Window capture. There we go. I could not find it. Look at that. Look at that pupper. That's a good looking dog. ASMR stream? Please no. We'll leave that there. All right, I think I have a message. Map pick. Which map? Sorry. My friends in different Discords are just, yes. Okay, I'm in the right channels. We're finding out what map. That's a good, yeah. That's a good looking puppy. What's up, Bandit? What can I do for you, bud? I have nothing for you. You're staring at me like I got something for you. I have nothing. Oh, I know what map we got. Cool. All right, let me make the lobby, and we'll get flying into our next game. Let me just make sure I get the lobby set up correctly. Okay. Luckily, one of the teams uses the exact same portrait, which makes my life so much easier. Okay. We got lobby going. Wait, hold on. Are there more puppy pictures? This is important. This is important for stream. Off topic. Yup, this is important for stream. Hold on. Look at that. That's a good looking puppy. That's a handsome boy right there. All right, let's make sure we got everything swapped to the right side. Swap. Okay. Back to the correct channels. Tesseract needs to be on the other side. That team is okay, and then we just need one player from the left, and we're good to go for our next game. Give me a game 3. I like it. I like it. The next match did say that they might be like a couple minutes late, so if this goes into game 3 at the pace that we're going, we're good. We're good to go on that one. Alrighty, let's give him another Twitch link. Teams are. Give him a spooky worm, of course. Always give the team a spooky worm. He is so handsome. Yeah, I agree. Ours from both teams. Yes. Okay. Going. Good luck. Have fun. Alrighty, everybody. Let's go ahead. Let's get into it. Game number 2. We are going to be going to Tomb of the Spider Queen. Welcome, everybody, back to Nexus Gaming Series. I am your caster, Bahamut. On the left-hand side, we have got the House of Chez up 1 game in our Best of 3 series. And on the right, we have the Tri-Hardz. For anyone wondering why we're on Tomb of the Spider Queen for game number 2, I got you. I also have to burp, so I know this is going to happen midway through the explanation. Either way, House of Chez, they had the coin flip and they won. They wanted map priority, so they went ahead and banned out Braxis Holdout and Dragonshire. Nope. Volskaya Foundry and Towers of Doom was banned out by the members of Tri-Hardz, and Cursed Hollow was the first map chosen by House of Chez. Tri-Hardz lost that map, so that means they had priority, and they went ahead and picked up Tomb of the Spider Queen for game number 2. Now, typically I have my cheater, so you don't see me just staring at my notebook, but I'm going to bribe Weenus with something. Maybe I'll, like, mail him beer or something, or, like, a picture of Bandit. I think that might be good enough to make, like, a new NGS thingy. I want him. He's sick now, lost some fur, but still cute and happy. That's all that matters. But how did we get to Tomb of the Spider Queen? Can we get a Probius pick? Yes. And then we can all ping Cat Peach. Blonde Duchess, thank you so much for the tier 1 subscription for 2 months. Thank you so much.
To the end of the world. Subscribed.
Thank you.
Bahamu 1FG, Bahamu 1LFG, Bahamu 1FG, Bahamu 1LFG.
That's so good. I actually got a new emote in from Kagiri actually made it. And so that one actually got uploaded today. So there's no more Baja Rage for now. We have a new one coming in soon. Yes, bribe Weenus. I need to. I really need to. Malthael, Gazlo, Probius. All right, let's actually jump into this draft here because we're a little bit into this. We have a ban onto the Anub'arak and the Kael'thas. We are going to be having a Diablo and Ana ban on the right-hand side. Garrosh and Jaina are going to be picked up on the right, which is not bad at all within the rotations between the lanes. Sorry, my eye got super itchy. And then Joanne on the left-hand side is just a really strong pickup as well. She's great within the rotations, really good for grouping up minions, and then you can get the fast wave clear. The question is, do they go for the Gul'dan once again? I think this is actually one of his strongest maps in rotation wave clear, and with the Joanna, that's so perfect. If they go Azmodan, I will be a happy boy, but this is going to be a Leoric, probably for the solo lane, and Uther for the main support. Where's my Baja Rage? I'm so sorry, Kriv. How's it going, bud? We have a new emote. Soon. I uploaded it today. I had to get rid of Baja Rage. If only I could just get partnered. That's all I need. And then we can have all the slots. Then we can have Baja Rage. He might want something more than bandit picks. That would be, yeah, Weenus would. Gul'dan is going to be banned out right here, and this is what I was kind of expecting. That's why I was kind of prioritizing it, at least in my opinion, earlier in this draft. I don't think the solo lane was so necessary to grab because sometimes you want to be a little more reactionary with your solo lane pickup, and I think they could have done that. They could have left it for later and gone for the Gul'dan regardless. They might have a different idea here. Then they're going to maybe go for something else, but the Lucio is going to be banned out. They don't want to deal with the speedy rotations that he can bring to the table, as well as the sound barrier for some of those team fights, and just kind of putting a pause on it. It's just so annoying. Riot until Baja Rage returns. You don't have an emote to express how you feel right now, which I feel like I was trying to decide today. I didn't know what to get rid of, and I just didn't know what to get rid of. I'm in a hard spot. Like, I don't have enough slots, but that's going to be Thrall and Zeratul going to be picked up on the right-hand side. We'll see if they're going to be able to make some massive plays with the Zeratul and see if the scaling is going to be as terrifying as it is in every other matchup that we see Zeratul. Last 2 picks, though, coming out. They need wave clear, and they're going to need some more damage. What are they going for here on the side of House of Chez? They don't want to deal with the boop. No one wants to deal with getting booped. I don't know.
Well, it's about damn time.
I don't get it. And I don't mean that like in a rude way at all. Like I don't see the synergies here. It feels like it's a lot of heroes together. Thrall is probably going to be in the solo lane, so they're going for this percentage-based damage with the Tychus. What's this last pick though? You need a support. It's going to be Decker Kane. Really strong in the rotations to actually leave the potions, and that's going to be just as players need it. His healing output is like in burst is a little difficult to deal with, but realistically, the only sort of main burst you could worry about is like Zul Jin potentially. I don't know how I feel about these drafts, chat. I really don't know. It's so frustrating trying to be mad with no Baha rage. I like that Tri-Hardz draft. I agree. I like that Tri-Hardz draft quite a bit as well. Now he's cleaning his paws now. In case anyone was wondering, because he's very far away and I don't want to move the camera. But yeah, it's some interesting drafts, to say the least. God, that is adorable BM. I like Tri-Hardz Garrosh throw into Thrall stuns. I can see it. But the Zeratul might be able to bring it to the table. But let's find out who's going to be able to take this. Game number 2. We got ourselves a game. Let's jump into it. On the left-hand side, we got the members of House of Chez. We're going to be having Death on the Tychus. We're going to be having Caribou going to be going back to the Nexus on that Uther. We have Chez Mix going to be on the Joanna. Mariners is going to be on the Leoric, and Flash rounds up the draft on the Zul Jin. On the right-hand side, we've got the members of Tri-Hardz down 1 game in our best-of-3 series, trying to bring it back for game 3. Riven on the Thrall. Tuna Breath is going to be on the Deckard Kane. Duck Rogers will be on the Zeratul. Tesseract will be on the Garrosh, and John Bunyan rounds up the team on the Jaina. It's just, sorry, it catches me off guard when players are just like literally like massive role swaps. Because that's a pretty big role swap to go from main tank in the last game to now being the support. I like that. That's difficult to ban out at that point. We are going to be having, I'm just looking through these level 1s, we aren't going to be having any sort of headhunter from the Zul Jin, so not going to be looking for those kill stacks. Deckard root, Jaina root, plus death, earthquake, warlords, etc. All the things. All the things. I'm scared of the draft from the members of Tri-Hardz. We'll see what kind of value they get. That's going to be the toss onto Chez Mix. Just going to be asserting some dominance on that Garrosh. I don't think they're going to be able to get the kill, but the blink at the last second. Woo! That is definitely a sweaty moment right there, as we are going to be having them able to blink out just in time. We're just going to go ahead and get into rotations in between the mid and top. This is pretty much all we'll be seeing until potential turn-in from these teams, as well as the game does progress, we're going to be seeing those heroics, and that really kind of changes the drive of some of these teams. They go for a little bit more of picks in some of these rotations and some of the engagements that they do have back and forth. But since it's so early, it's mostly just getting gems, getting experience, and not getting caught out in a rotation or losing soak. I like how Riven's playing this bottom lane. Playing it really slow, just kind of whittling down these minions, letting them come to him instead of pushing out the wave and trying to win the lane per se. That forces them to play this slower on this Leoric. It's just something that you can do in your own games, because you never really want to be past that halfway mark in some of these solo lane situations, because you don't want to get ganked by the enemy team potentially, and now you're losing that massive amount of soak, or they have to split their assets and leave one behind, so that way they can continue to make the rotations. John Bunyan, so very low. Everything was being thrown towards them, and they're just like, oh, it's cool, I'll make it back, I'll tap my well, and I'll just go back into helping out my friendly team and just getting this poke. But they are missing some of these spider butts. Garrosh stepping really far forward right there. Healer, there are no supports in this game. Yeah, there are supports in this game. Or do you mean like this specific matchup? Because I mean, like, Here's the Storm has, like, the Lost Vikings are support. Just okay. We do have this bottom lane matchup still continuing out, and they're just gonna back and forth, just push into each other, and Riven going to be getting some good damage in this Leoric, and without having a massive percent based on Riven, it's going to be a little difficult to get the to get that percent based healing off of someone with a lower health pool that you often do get in the solo lane matchup. So I apologize for missing that, but that is going to be the Zul'jin going down in the rotation. They end up getting that catch probably with a Garrosh toss, but I wanted to peek at this bottom lane a little bit further because it's actually getting forced back quite a bit. Riven actually having to tap at one point right there. Oh, okay. Hey, Ektar, get off my butt, okay? Dang. You butt? This is all going to be a potential turn-in, though, for the members of House of Chez, as it looks like this is going to be... I'm just looking across the mini-map right now. No invasion into top lane. They're just going to be forcing through mid. They got a good wave right there. I think they're just pushing up the waves mostly, but the big thing is also where the Web Weaver descends and which lane they're going to be trying to push in. Seems like it's going to be top lane. Also, Thrall finishing up the Echo of the Elements. Now, hold on. Tesseract looking for a flank onto this team. They're thinking better of it. They're not going for it. I was wondering if they were going to be able to grab the toss onto one of these players here. Let's get the vision for the members of House of Chez. Is that will be Tesseract stepping forward, and that's going to be the stun putting them indomitable used, but unfortunately, they're a little too far forward in that situation, and they are going to be picked off right there. 7 talent tier for the members of House of Chez. Flash going to be taking a little purposeful damage as they are going to be getting healed up as well. Just going to be able to pump in some more siege. Peeking into this bottom lane as this will be the Leoric pushing into Riven as well. Doing a good job of pushing this back, and Riven doing a great job of just keeping their own self-sustain high while pushing back the Web Weaver here and going to get a few of those chain lightnings off here and there. Top lane Web Weaver has ended. They got the front gate. Mid lane seems like it's going to be the same thing. Duck Rogers going to be going down, and bottom lane is going to be going down as well, and Riven going to be trying to 1v1 into this Leoric, and this is what I was talking about. This Leoric is going to have a bit of a hard time self-sustaining, and is, oh, Riven, you need to proc one of your Frostwolf Resilience, and they're able to do it, but do they go back in? Not going to be the case. They don't want to be getting caught out of position in the rotation. Thrall doesn't have much wave clears. Lero, Garrosh needs to be more careful against Tychus. Tychus tears in the... Oh, yeah. He'll get shredded. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It seems so odd to me during the draft to pick up the Tychus almost just to burn down the Garrosh, but it seems like it's working. And if you take the main tank out of the picture, then, well, a lot of these fights become a lot easier, and we've seen what kind of value they get on the side of House of Chez when they can remove the main tank in a lot of these engagements. We saw it in the last game. We're going to be continuing to see it here and there in this one. 2-1 in kills, 8-8 in levels. We have one Web Weaver that's already descended. Turn-in availability for the members of Tri-Hardz, but these points have been so well defended so far from House of Chez. Are they going to be able to get this turn-in? Can they sneak somebody? Slowly but surely. Riven has like half of a turn-in right there, as that will be Leoric just getting a little Spectral Leech, and realistically not losing too much health and not gaining much either on their side. Tesseract, though, does step forward here. I get worried every time this Garrosh steps forward, but they are going to be throwing Chesmex, who is going to be getting aggroed by the tower. The slows will be there from Deckard Cain, but they're not going to be able to solidify a kill just yet. And Tesseract, so very low, needs to make sure they're not going to get caught out of position, as we are going to be approaching those 10 talent tiers, and that blow-up potential could increase tenfold from either of these teams. The other big thing to note, too, is the combos that we're going to be getting from the members of Tri-Hardz. If they can hold out to this power spike, which they should be able to easily, I think this game might have a bit of a momentum shift. Speaking of momentum, Leoric is trying to pick up the momentum as they're walking out of this lane, and that's going to be the lock. Oh, wait, no, they step forward. No, they still go down, and they will be able to get that pick, but that's going to be Zul'jin coming down here and dumping a lot of good damage with that cleave right there coming out, and that knock from Tychus. The Tesseract is going to be going down as they get the insta-pick up onto the Warlord's Challenge from their 10 talent tiers. Sunder going to be coming out from Thrall, but the snipe onto the Deckard Cain in the backline from the Guillotine will be getting the kill as Tychus goes down. Leoric is able to Wraith Walk right out, and that's going to be a 2-for-1 trade. No turn-in lost realistically on either side from that, and it looks like Duck Rogers is going to get a few more gems picked up here. Going to try and get 9 in, but they're able to get 10 themselves, and they're trying to delay this out. Riven, I think, had probably 1 poke with the Chain Lightning, and that's going to be about it. That will be turn-in favor for the members of the blue team. Whenever I'm doing that, it always throws me off because I believe if, like, yeah. Whichever side you click on, it kind of changes objective things and colors. 4D cube getting chunked. Whew. Alrighty. Bottom lane Web Weaver. This has so far been 2 Web Weaver turn-ins in favor for the members of I apologize for missing that. I didn't think that they would blow them up that quickly. But that's going to be 2 turn-ins in favor for the members of House of Chez. Tri-Hardz are going to be a little bit low here. Top lane is going to be that massive priority, and often because of the fact that this is the boss lane, so they're often looking to take down this fort, open up the top lane, keep front gate, and then maybe push in with the boss a little bit later into the game. Now that the enemy team is going to be stepping up here, they're going to try and back off. Chesmix is really far forward still. Not going to be able to get the Groundbreaker onto them. Meanwhile, in bottom lane, Leoric is just going to be pushing this up, and Thrall, as Thrall is doing their best to push this back and clear the wave, and it seems like the fort... I don't know if they're going to, like, because Leoric's doing a great job of forcing Thrall out of the lane. Also, Thrall's very low on mana. I think they're going to be able to get this fort for free. There's a huge rotation coming down from the blue team. They really realistically don't need it, but they are able to grab the Siege Giants to then feed into bottom lane. Now, the question is, can they get the turn in? They don't really know where many of the enemy members are, and I think a lot of the gems are sitting over on a lot of the members that are in that top lane area. Yeah, we have turn in availability. They're just not going for it quick enough, and Tuna Breath. Okay, they're able to get it. They get their own Web Weaver turn-in phase here. It's 9 minutes into the game. We're going to see what kind of value they're going to be able to get with this. Can they get more than just the front gate? Can they push into a couple of these forts and maybe get that periodic catapult pressure, even out some of these lanes? We will see as Flash is going to be dumping that damage in. Tesseract trying to run out. That's going to be the Indomitable pop as well. They throw one of the members away right there. That's going to be, I think it was Warlord's Challenge attempted? I have no idea. Either way, that is going to be... I think it was the Blessed Shield that actually did go out. The D Shield does go out on Tychus, who needs to get right out of there. And so far, they've only lost the Garrosh on the side of Tri-Hardz. Guillotine goes out, and Tuna Prep is going to be taking a lot of damage. The Web Weavers had landed in lanes. You can see how far back bottom is, and same thing with mid lane. It's just kind of crashing on that front gate. I don't know what kind of value they're going to give. This is Duck Rogers. Is so very low. They're going to just barely get away. That will be the Stay Well and Listen going off. They get the cleanse and getting Flash right out of there. Duck Rogers needs to back off themselves. No VP, I don't think has been played just yet, as Garrosh is now back as well. Bottom lane will be going down, but mid lane, super, super healthy. Can they put... Ooh, that's a Leoric that they just caught out of position. Warlord's Challenge was used right there as well, and they aren't going to be able to get it because the March of the Black King is going to be pushing Leoric back to full health, and the bait kind of worked out right there as they're going to be chasing them. That's going to be Garrosh going down. Thrall just trying to proc the Frostwolf Resilience. Ooh. That turnaround, getting the pick onto the Garrosh right there was a huge moment for the members of House of Chez, as that really just pushed them back, and no turn availability for the members of Tri-Hardz, but House of Chez, they're watching these points and they're making sure that nobody's going to be getting any gems in, and there's no kind of momentum shift or power that goes over in favor of the opposing side. Uther Stun's getting value, yeah. Better to give fort and not die than die and still give fort. Mm-hmm. Oh, I agree. You don't, like, I agree with that so much. Like, you don't have to win the lane. Like, there are some points when you're just like, oh, like, I should be leaving. I shouldn't be here anymore. I can't count the enemy team on my minimap. There's a huge wave coming in here, and I don't have any of my friendly members to back me up. I'm really far in the lane. Yeah, absolutely. Just give that fort, get back with your team, make a safe rotation, don't give over massive experience gains, and at that point, then you'll be losing more experience. Blue turn-in, though, going to be coming out. 3rd Web Weaver for the members of House of Chez. 4th Web Weaver of the game, if I'm not mistaken. No, 5th? 5th of the game. I can caster math. So many close calls for Leoric. I agree. A lot of close calls for this Leoric, but blue Web Weavers descend. Let's see what they're able to do with this here, as it's 15 to 14. Show me what you got, House of Chez. Web Weavers here. I was waiting to see if we're going to be getting a VP from the Zeratul, but that will be the D shield thrown out onto the Joanna, who's able to get right out of there. That also will be the huge Sundering, as well as, oh my god, the combo off of that right there, the Sundering into the Ring, or the Ring of Frost into the Sundering, and then Zeratul with the huge cleave, but no VP, no massive kills, as they only really got the Uther, who put out some good ghost healing in that meantime, and that's a 2-for-1 trade in favor for the members of House of Chez, as the Guillotine, these are just on point so on point coming out from Flash, but Joanna ends up getting picked off here as the mid lane fort does crumble. Top lane still has half of its health on this Web Weaver, and bottom lane is sitting pretty good as well. John Bunyan going to be going ahead and getting the clear down here as the mid lane's going to get pushed in further. Top lane needs to be dealt with. This is a lot of stacked up experience as well as the Web Weavers as well, which can siege in and get just such good siege. And I like in my brain I was like, think of a different word, and I was like, I can't, just do it. Say the dumb thing. 16 to 15 in levels. Let's actually cycle through some of the experience numbers and such, and we'll come back to the talents here in just a moment. Flash and friends jumping onto these siege giants. Is this a boss call? Are they about to make a risky boss call? I mean, they're showing in lane. They know that the entire team is up in this top. Riven has 42 gems right now. They should have a shield glare. That's going to be one. Caribou's up here as well. But look at though, the flank from Leoric was... They tried to flank in with the Leoric, but it didn't work out right there. As they do get rid from the Decker Cane, that will be the Blessed Shield coming out from Joan as well. Stay a while and listen connects onto quite a few. That's going to be flashing a lot of damage. The follow-up sundering is so good. Guillotine goes out, but it doesn't get the kill this time as this Leoric is trying to live in all this damage. There's no March of the Black King to keep them alive, as now the VP has set up another kill with the Joanna going down, and now Riven chasing in further. They want to get this kill. They want death 1300s, but they don't get it. And that's going to be Web Weaver turned in. Question is, do they try and tag the boss during all this so that way they can get the boss on top of it all? Doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. Tesseract is... Yeah, they're not going to be able to get there in time. Here's the thing. Bottom lane is going to be pretty much moot. They're going to maybe save their keep by the time this descends. This is actually this is going really, really quickly for how slow the Web Weavers actually spawn on the map. And so Jaina does come down here. The wave also takes away from the priority onto that fort. Or excuse me, onto the keep. 17 to 17 levels, 8 to 9 in kills. And Zeratul, they got that 16 talent here that we often do see them kind of linger in, and well, I guess not linger, but desperately need in a sense. Thrall has a lot of gems. Oh yeah. Let's go game 3. It's possible. It's definitely possible here. This could be like, I wouldn't say this is game-ending push, but if they get a couple kills here, then they can back off and boss and go in further. That might be the momentum they need, but we'll see if they're going to be able to bring it to the table, as this is going to be Garrosh is getting... Oh, Cleanse already going out in Flash, so that's going to be burned on that Uther. They don't have that cooldown, so if they do try and get any sort of lockdown or repositioning with this Thrall, it's going to be a bit... Oh. No VP for 7 seconds. I was like, wait, are we going in for the VP? No, it's just Duck Rogers getting a lot of really good cleaves, getting that cooldown reduction, and that's going to be Decker Kane coming in here getting March of the Black King. That will be the Blessed Shield as well. The rest of the team isn't stepping forward. Death is actually going to be taking a lot of damage from the Zeratul, as that it will be the Stay While and Listen going out. Ring of Frost right underneath. Guillotine in the backline doesn't connect right there. Sundering comes out right afterwards, as they're going to get the kill onto the Joanna as well. Really, really good picks coming out so far. Duck Rogers does go down as they get the VP. That's not what you want. You wanted to stay alive right there so you could get the combos after the VP. And they're starting to turn this around a little bit on the side of House of Chez. Can they make it out alive? Unfortunately not, as that will be the Thrall getting the kill onto Leoric. It's a 2-for-1 trade, if I'm not mistaken. Bottom lane fort will be going down for free. And they did lose quite a few gems right there. They had 70-something during that engagement. Looks like they lost enough to not have turn-in. Yes. If your Leoric doesn't die, how does he get value? No idea. I don't know. I mean, why even draft Leoric if he's not going to die? Tychus does have the Master Assassin. It's not something I actually... I was just skimming through the talents and I was like, wait, I'd never see them take this. Let's see. They're trying to just turn in these gems just as they get them. They don't have enough. They're not too far off either, though. That's the big thing to note. 19 and 19 in levels. 9 kills on the left, 11 on the right. Can they take a fight and get more momentum in their favor? That's the big thing. If they can take this fight and win it, they actually will have enough for a turn-in as well, if I'm not mistaken. Can they, like, I'm just waiting, like, I'm just gonna, like, just, are we gonna be able to go for the fight? No, we're gonna play it slow, we're gonna play it safe, and we're gonna wait for potential turn-in, or maybe a bad boss call? I'm not sure. What's the end condition for these teams, or what's the engagement condition? Like, what do they need to go for. Garish level 16 though. Am I missing that as well? Mortal combo, hitting a hero with groundbreaker stun and turn them as a wrecking ball within 3 seconds, reduce the ground ball to 10 seconds, regardless of order. Hey, if you're really, really good at making combos, absolutely. You're just gonna be throwing people all day. All right. Turn availability on the right-hand side. But can they get there and turn in is the question. They have no idea. Duck Rogers is gonna be scouting this out a little bit. Chez Mix does get just the reveal onto them, which they'll be able to cloak in just a couple seconds, and they're fine. Bottom lane is going to be cleared out here. They're all just posturing around this center. Let's see, what do they see? They know there's a couple people in mid. They can get that little shimmer of Zeratul here and there. But I think the members of Tri-Hardz, they know they're defending these turn-ins. And it's 20 to 20 in like blink for both. Ice Blink and Wind Rush, okay. Guillotine upgrade, the Buzzsaw? We seriously have the Buzzsaw? Oh god. March of the Black King upgrade as well. Doesn't it silence or something? No, it applies Drain Hope. That's what it is. Buried Alive just silences. Draken Laser Drill as well. Oh my god. Increase the range. I love when people just take the heroic upgrades. He's no Baron Throw. Red needs the boss in at that 20. Oh, okay. Red needed the boss at that turn in. Oh, okay. No, I see. I was like, I'm reading this wrong. Dodlinger, thank you so much for the follow as well. I very much appreciate that support, my friend. It's honestly, it's just like both these teams are just kind of playing playing not to show too much. No one really wants to take a fight. How long can the stalemate go? They will have enough for turn eventually on the blue side, and with their control over these points, they will eventually be able to get that turn in, and that could be game ending, especially through top lane. It's a very, very well defended and stacked up lane. This is going to be turn availability for the blue side. They gotta make a move on the side of Tri-Hardz sooner than later. We do have Zeratul turning in, or at least watching bottom lane according to the mini-map. See what they're able to do down there. They do get a few gems turned in themselves. They only need 10 on the right-hand side. They got 40 in the pot. As Chez Mix is trying to turn in, they only need 2 from the and that's just Chez Mix has those only for now. They can get like 1 wave. Oh, Joanna's just gonna be like, all right, you know what? I'm sick of this. I'm just gonna go into bottom lane while you dilly-dally in this top. I'll go and get the turn in, and that will be like the 6th, or I think it's the 6th turn in of the game. It's like the 4th in favor for the members of House of Chez. Blue will get turn in soon. Blue is playing this right. Yo, Carpe Felis, how you doing? Thanks for coming by. This is a rough spot to be in. Mid lane is pushed back, but these are 21-minute web weavers. These things are going to be extremely powerful. So they'll make the rotation to bottom. Jaina's going to be in top lane for now. They are going to be showing that in the... They can see that on the minimap, so they know that Jaina's not going to be here for this defense. They can push up and be a little bit more aggressive on the side of House of Chez, or at least that's what I would expect them to be doing here. Flash, going to be popping that health and going for the siege right here. They go ahead and take down the keep. Jaina not showing top anymore. That's going to be the root going out, not connecting onto any of them. That will be March the Black King going out, but doesn't connect. That will be the Guillotine with that Buzzsaw upgrade going out as well, but the Indomitable is popped, and Garrosh takes the long rotation and is going to be taking a long nap as well. That might have been everything they needed on the left-hand side to secure this as their next game, but that's Leoric so very low. Web Weavers are starting to crash in. That's going to be the Sundering going out. The Stay Well and Listen's going to be there as well. Can they make the defense? Duck Rogers so very low as well. There's the Ring of Frost in the backline as they didn't go for the upgrade. Chez Mix is so very low. They are going to be popping the their Iron Skin. No, I think that might have actually just been the Indestructible being popped right there, as that unfortunately is going to be Jaina going down. Chez Mix and friends are still trying to push up onto this core. It's slowly falling, and all that's left is the Thrall and the Zeratul as they find 150-some%. This is just going to be Caribou on that Uther and Chez Mix on the Joanna, who I believe doesn't have the Iron Skin anymore, or excuse me, the Indestructible, so they're going to be leaving. Caribou might have redemption, so they don't want to be going down right here. If they do end up going down, that's going to be an... Oh. Yep. Root. Wait, do they have the redemption? Wait, Uther has redemption, Riven! Uther has redemption! Well, That's going to be Uther staying alive. They defend their core at 55%. They have a turn in themselves. If they can get this turn in, this will be huge, and they're rushing for it. They only need 10 gems. Tesseract is going to be watching for now. They don't know. They don't know that they have it. They get the turn in, and the camp goes before they can tag it. Oh my god. Oh my god. This game. This game is ridiculous. Jaina going to be trying to clear this bottom lane as quickly as possible so the Web Weavers do descend a little bit further, but they're going to drop in front of the core right there. Jaina needs to join the friendly team. They need to have her for the siege damage as well as any sort of burst potential into this enemy team. Everybody's back. We're all here except for Waluigi, and all the heroics are off cooldown. Can they end it? That is the question that it's being posed on the side of Tri-Hardz, because they're trying to end and trying to take us to game 3. Will they be able to? Some good damage going out for now. That's going to be the Buzzsaw coming out very early with also a very healthy Zul'jin as well. It is going to be a 34-second cool... I think it's like 40-second cooldown if I'm not mistaken. What are you at? 40 seconds, yeah. So it's not the longest in the world, but it just feels like it's just like a raw Buzzsaw. Not going to get a ton of value, but they do have this Web Weaver with a sliver of health in this top lane. They do have it getting at least one big purple push right there. I don't think they're going to be going in further than that, and mid lane is actually going to be going down as well. Not going to be getting a ton of value on its own, and bottom lane is just about to go down. This catapult will do a little bit of last defense, but they are going to be able to save that for now. Or, excuse me, they're going to be able to save that wave. Not going to be able to having to deal with that in bottom lane. Just going to have a massive wave down there. Here's the thing, though. During all that, they're not too far off from a turn-in. If my caster math is done right, they only need 6 gems, which is 2 waves. Zeratul, that's a lot of it right there. They're getting the majority. Like, this is... They could go for back-to-back turn-ins. That'll be huge if they're able to get it. Game 3 hype. Turn-in won't do much. They need to go for a pick or 2. We're all here except for Waluigi. Yeah, Red needs... Yo, Kaleo, how's it going? Sorry, I just peeked in my mic. Oopsie. I'm gonna turn this down just a wee bit. Kaleo, thanks for coming by, bud. Also, if you haven't watched the video that Kaleo made, please go ahead and watch it. Kaleo, if you want to pop that into chat, please do so. It's a very good video that he made for Tatsuki, and it's just good. Go watch it. It'll put a smile on your face. 23 to 23 in levels. Web Weaver turn-in availability soonish on the side for the members of Tri-Hardz. Will they be able to get it is the question. Boss is still up. We're 25 minutes into this game. 26 minutes, actually, in a second. As I stretch my back and it sounds like popcorn. Wait. No. Okay. I was just like, are we going to get... Is Tesseract going to be able to get this? No. They're not going to be able to go in just yet. That is going to be the Frostwolf going out. They're not able to connect. They have the turn-in. They need to back off and just go for the turn-in and then try and get this push. They're not going to get much value through this mid lane. They're going to get baited into the front gate, and then they're going to get picked off. This is a very risky play if they continue to do this. They got to... Oh, they managed to find 2 with that toss. That's going to be the Stale While and Listen. That also will be the March of the Black King with the Buzzsaw goes out as well. Tesseract with 14 health ends up going down. That's going to be the Ring of Frost going out as well. And this is what I was talking about. Getting pulled into this situation is not where you want to be. Is there a VP up and available? That's going to be the Sundering going out. Everyone is so low, but no one is going to get picked off outside of that garage. And this is going to be the retreat here, and they're going to go for the turn-in now. But they have a member down, and it's very clear what they're attempting to do. So they're going to be able to get this... Whoa, do they get the turnaround? If they can get Flash here, that it's big. That's a big pick onto that Zul'jin. Now the VP into the back onto 2. There's no Ring of Frost. They can just dump some damage with the Jaina if possible, if she has the cooldowns. It doesn't seem like it's going to be the case, as now they're going to be pressuring up onto her. She's backing off. A little bit of an ice block right there just to make sure that there is something avoided. And they're just going to be playing around this top lane. So far, it's working out a little bit for the members of Tri-Hardz as they get the pick onto Leoric right there, who will be able to cheat death a little bit, but Chesmix is going to have the indestructible procced right there, and that's going to be the Tychus going down. Joanna goes down as well. Leoric will be able to kind of float around, but that's a lot of gems. 5, 10, 15, 20 plus gems in this area just fell. I'm going to show it to Hero Source on Thursday before I post it. But it's so good. They're just trying to end. Catapult's trying to do work here. To be honest, I was reading chat. I was honestly reading chat and I didn't even see the catapults. That's going to be game number 2 going over to the members of House of Chez. GG, well played. I was not watching like at all. Yeah, like the moment, okay, yeah, like that core health, like I wasn't watching core whatsoever. Oh, I was so late on that. I was like, wait, why is it? Oh, yeah. Wait, no, oof. Oh, feels bad. That's game, yeah. Uther like a little OP right there. A little OP. Redemption. If we learned anything this evening, is that redemption. Alrighty. We're just getting an interview set up really quickly. What the hell was that? Neither was I. Yeah, I don't think anyone was ready. Yo, Carpe Felis, thank you so much for the 2 months. Thank you for your tier 1 subscription. I very much appreciate that.
I will follow you to the end of the world. Subscribed.
Alrighty, at this time we are going to be joined by the captain of House of Chez. Flash, how you doing? Congratulations on your 2-0 victory.
Thank you. That was 2 fun ones.
That was 2 very, very fun ones, and so let's actually talk about those, because we went to Curse Hollow for our first map, and you were very, very, like, ready for that map. Like, you wanted that priority. Is that a comfort map? Is it just picks that you got? Was it the heroes? Was it just the style you played? Can you talk a little bit about that? Because your team looked really well synergized on that map.
Yeah, it was, well, that was one of the options we had left, because all the good ones got banned. So we're like, all right, so might as well just do Cursed Hollow. You know, we've played this game enough, so we sort of have a couple of different options for that map. We sort of saw that they drafted, hold on, I gotta remember this draft. So they drafted Johanna, and then they drafted Thrall Phoenix,
yes,
which I think showed their hand too much because they were going to go Earthquake Salvo. And so we're like, okay, then let's play our Gul'dan Falstad jam and just get rid of them, gust them away, fear them away. You know, I think they showed their hand a little early, so we felt pretty confident going into that one.
It was a really strong game, and it was really well played. There was because there was that one gust at the top lane boss where you were trying to steal. What were comms like during that when you were trying to steal that? Was it just like, because it seemed like it was just a touch late on the gust, and the invade was just like
it was a little bit of a haphazard call on our part. We were sort of like all like do this, do that, because I had my fear up. I was playing Gul'dan.
Mm-hmm.
He had his gust ready to go. And I think it was like 2 seconds too late because Falstad couldn't get on the side to gust him away from it. So we just sort of like said, screw it, use everything, see if it works. And unfortunately it didn't.
No. And then I had one more question about that specific game. Bottom lane, you have the curse. You end up just pushing up the wave. Why was that? Why didn't you push up further? Because you know the towers weren't going to attack you. You just didn't have a minion wave. And Jaina, or I think not Jaina, but one of the other players on the enemy team was visible in the top lane on your minimap. What was the reason? Because then you ended up like you kind of just pushed up a wave to the front gate, got a little bit of damage, and then flew straight to the boss.
That was during our curse, correct?
Yeah.
I think because they had the harder engage comp, we didn't want to stay and do something stupid and fall right into their cage, Earthquake Salvo, all that stuff. So we just said, you know what, screw it. We're playing the map here, so let's just go get boss.
It works. Yeah, I was just because it seemed like a really slow push, and I was just like, "What's the reasoning?" Like, I was like, "They know that the towers are locked down. Like, I don't have to like doubt that." But it's just like, what are they waiting for? Like,
and their wave clear wasn't. Well, they had Johanna, Jaina. Those are 2 decent wave clears. So we're just like, you know what? Let's bait them a little bit. Let's hover here a little bit, and see what they bring to us. If they bring us, a hard engage like the Maiev, the Thrall, like I don't think we could have gotten as much push as we wanted to, so we said, screw it, let's play the map, let's just go get the boss.
That's fair, and it worked out for you pretty well. Moving over to Tomb of the Spider Queen, that was a bit of a back and forth game. First off, let's talk about Uther Redemption.
Yeah, that was great. Well, because the Thrall killed Uther right at the end there, and then our support Caribou was like, "Wait a minute, he let me go." We're like, "Great!" Like that worked out for us.
I was like, Redemption, like. Did he, like, I was just like, maybe he didn't take it and I missed it, but no, he took it, and it was like, I was like, he didn't die for a while, but yeah, I was just like, comms must have been a little interesting right there. It's just like, we didn't lose our Uther.
Our support was like, wait, he didn't get me there.
I just got one half kill, like, it's like Leoric dying.
Right,
but that,
exactly.
That end right there, where you're fighting in the mid lane in front of your gate, were you just purposely trying to play it slow, waiting for those catapults to get to core, or was it more or less just trying to bait them and play by your front gate?
So we basically picked our anti-Garrosh comp. So between Tychus, Zul'jin, Leoric, we're like waiting for, because again, that was another, their draft was very, very good. They showed their hand a little early with the Garrosh Jaina, but we were prepared. We were waiting for just Garrosh just to extend a little bit, and between the Zul'jin Q talent, the Tychus minigun, the Leoric, whatchamacallit, W, we were ready for him. And then I think we killed the Garrosh, I believe, that last fight. And then we tried to walk in 5v4. I think we got a little haphazard with our positioning. But then Redemption almost saved the day, because then we just sent Uther to core.
Just ridiculous, yeah. I love the games. It was an absolute blast to cast those. Before I let you go, any shoutouts that you like to give? The floor is all yours.
Shoutouts to my whole team, man. Shoutouts to Caribou, Chez Mix, Death 1300s, Mariners 005, Death of Icarus, who's not here, No Dice, who's not here, but all the House of Chez members for sure.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for the interview. Thank you so much for the games. I'll see you further down the Nexus Gaming Series season.
You got it, man. Just a quick question for you. I have to record the win and all that whatnot, right?
I believe, yeah, that's all on captains.
Okay. All right, I'll take care of it. Thanks a lot, man. Thanks for casting.
Oh, my pleasure. You have a great night.